If you want to fight aging head-on, there's one thing you can't skip: muscle. Muscle is your metabolic engine, your disease shield, your hormone factory, your survival gear. It's not about vanity anymore. It's about not dying slowly. And building muscle isn't just a bonus. It's the most effective, proven, and trainable anti-aging move we've got. Let's break down exactly why. Muscle tissue is biologically expensive. It burns calories 24/7, not just when you're working out. That's why people with more lean mass have higher resting metabolic rates and are less prone to gaining visceral fat. But it's deeper than that. Muscle is the primary site of glucose disposal. When muscle is undertrained or depleted, blood sugar stays elevated longer, increasing your risk of insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. The enzyme GLUT4, responsible for ferrying glucose into cells, is most active in muscle. Exercise upregulates GLUT4 expression. More muscle means better glucose control. So when you lift weights, you're not just getting stronger, you're upgrading your metabolic software. More muscle equals better glucose regulation, better energy partitioning, and reduced fat accumulation. This translates into lower systemic inflammation and a dramatically lower risk of developing metabolic syndrome. This isn't just about preventing disease. It's about building biology that resists aging from the inside out. Now let's talk about sarcopenia, the muscle wasting condition that creeps in as we age. Starting in your 30s and accelerating in your 60s, you lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year if you don't train. Sarcopenia is one of the strongest predictors of frailty, falls, fractures, disability, hospitalization, and death. It affects your fast twitch fibers, those responsible for reaction time and explosive strength, and that loss bleeds into your ability to avoid injuries or get up off the ground if you fall. And worse, muscle loss is often paired with fat gain, especially in the abdominal region. This condition, known as sarcopenic obesity, is a brutal double whammy. Less muscle means weaker metabolic function, and more fat means more chronic inflammation. That inflammation damages blood vessels, increases plaque buildup, accelerates brain aging, and sets you up for degenerative disease. It's the slow death you never see coming until your mobility and cognition are already compromised. Muscle doesn't just support you mechanically, it supports your organs, bones, and brain. It acts as literal armor. The more lean mass you carry, the more structural protection you have against trauma and falls. But muscle is also an endocrine organ. It secretes hormones called myokines that regulate immune function, fat metabolism, inflammation, and brain plasticity. One example is irisin, a hormone released during exercise that promotes brown fat conversion, reduces neuroinflammation, and stimulates BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which plays a key role in memory and cognitive resilience. In other words, when you lift something heavy, you're not just building biceps. You're sending biochemical messages to your brain, immune system, and metabolism to stay sharp and resist aging. You're keeping the hardware of your body tuned and the software, your nervous system, running clean. Now let's shift to hormones. It's true that testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1 decline with age. But here's the twist. Resistance training tells your endocrine system that it still needs to keep those hormones active. Regular strength training has been shown to increase free testosterone levels, improve growth hormone pulses, and elevate IGF-1, all of which are critical for muscle maintenance, tissue repair, libido, energy, and vitality. Lifting weights is hormone therapy without the prescription pad. This is what I call anabolic signaling. You're telling your body to build, not break down. The more muscle you build, the more hormonal resilience you preserve. It's a feedback loop of vitality. And then there's the mitochondrial piece. Mitochondria are the power plants of your cells. They generate ATP, the energy currency your body runs on. Muscle cells contain massive amounts of mitochondria, and resistance training increases mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria. That means more energy, better cellular function, and less oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, in case you've forgotten, is one of the root drivers of cellular aging and DNA damage. High-rep, low-rest resistance workouts stimulate these adaptations. They improve how much energy you have and how efficiently your body makes that energy. Every time you push through that last rep, you're not just building muscle, you're teaching your cells to resist entropy. Another huge benefit of muscle is its direct impact on bone density. After 50, bone loss accelerates. For women, this process speeds up post-menopause. One of the only proven interventions to halt or reverse this loss is resistance training. When your muscles pull on bone, it stimulates osteoblasts to lay down new bone tissue. This strengthens your skeleton and reduces your risk of fractures and posture collapse. There's a reason hip fractures are often called the beginning of the end. Muscle keeps you off that path. And let's kill a myth. You can build muscle at any age. Studies show even individuals in their 70s, 80s, and 90s can gain muscle and strength with consistent training. The key is progressive overload, challenging your muscles over time by increasing resistance, volume, or intensity. It's about refusing the narrative that weakness is inevitable. You don't need a gym or to bench 200 pounds. You need to move against resistance. Body weight, bands, dumbbells, water jugs. The goal is consistency, not perfection. What matters is showing up and giving your biology a reason to keep adapting. Let's talk real life. What does muscle preservation actually look like? It's standing up from a chair unassisted, climbing stairs without gripping the rail, carrying your own groceries, picking up grandkids, getting off the floor after gardening, walking briskly, and not collapsing if you slip. It's dignity, presence, and autonomy. Muscle means freedom. It means quality of life. Without it, aging becomes a slow erosion of everything that made life feel good. With it, aging becomes a longer, more empowered, more capable story. The older you are, the more dramatic the benefits. If you start strength training in your 60s or 70s, you'll see faster, more life-changing results than someone in their 30s. The difference between weakness and strength is wider, and every gain improves your resilience. Aging is a war of attrition. Your ability to fight it comes down to preserving your capacity, and nothing preserves capacity like muscle. It keeps your joints stable, your metabolism flexible, your brain alert, your bones dense, and your will to live intact. The takeaway is simple. Muscle is not optional, it is foundational. If you want to age well, not just live long but live well long, then building and keeping muscle is the closest thing we have to a biological cheat code. Pick up something heavy. Repeat. Do it like your life depends on it, because it does. As always, thanks for watching, and remember to take care of each other and be well.